Protect your money. Don't lose it. In this episode, we're going to address the question, how do I stay calm during market crashes? You're going to be blown away with the answer, but it has helped me live through several market crashes and recessions in my 67 years on this planet. I want to help you also have what William George Jordan says is a majesty of calmness. My name's Doug Andrew, and I've helped people optimize their financial assets, minimize unnecessary taxes, and empower their true, what I call authentic wealth now for more than 45 years. I've been blessed to author 11 books, and I have a weekly radio show that's been on the air for over 12 years. Do you know that I let all my professional licenses as a financial planner automatically expire? I let them all go the last business day of 2005 because I was set and I wanted to devote the rest of my life to be a consumer advocate, to help you understand things that frankly I could not teach in a way that you need to understand if I was a licensed advisor. It's pretty ridiculous. And so that's why on this YouTube channel, what I love to do, I'm passionate about providing insights into opportunities that maybe you didn't know existed before. But one of the favorite books our family loves to read is actually a book that was written over 115 years ago by William George Jordan. And the title of this book is called The Majesty of Calmness. He also wrote The Power of Truth. If you read this book, The Majesty of Calmness, you will think he wrote it yesterday, last month for our times, not 115 years ago. This is where I get a lot of insights, and our children, and frankly anybody I deliver this book to. I usually deliver a copy of this book to people who are diagnosed with a terminal illness. And they always send me this profound thank you note because it's about a 2-hour read, but it is heavy, heavy reading. It's just jam-packed with insights, but it gives you hope and calmness when things are turbulent. So the answer to the question, how do you stay calm when the market crashes, or when there's turbulence going on, or there's natural disasters that cause the stock market to crash, or there is, like COVID-19 and the scare and the virus and the quarantines that caused the stock market to dive 33% in 30 days from mid-February 2020 to mid-March 2020. And so people, they get all anxious. They sort of freeze up. Sometimes they just hunker down and they want to wait until the market or the economy gets back up again, and they get paralyzed. This happened in 2001. It happened in 2008. I actually started as a financial strategist in 1974. Some of the major recessions that I've lived through, and I actually saw some real estate values plummet in 1980. And I was a victim of my own house going down dramatically in value, and I needed to sell it and I couldn't sell it. So I lost a ton of my real estate equity, but I learned some valuable lessons from that, and it is explained in my first book, and I took the wisdom, what I gained, the mistake I had made, and I helped other people avoid those mistakes so that they can be calm the next time there's a recession that happens. I remember 1987. I was out in the country where we had a cabin, and there was an earthquake that night. I actually dreamt that a bear was shaking the cabin. And I got up and no, a bear was not shaking the cabin, but I turned on the news and I found out the 1987 October crash. But I had this majesty of calmness because none of my clients lost any money on that day. From 1974 to 1980, I ended up with over 3,000 clients in 13 Western states. Most of them had diversified portfolios and mutual funds, but when the market went down, I was inundated with phone calls. Not by 1987. I had learned. None of my clients lost money in 1987. None of them lost money in 2001 to 2003 when most Americans lost 40%. None of my clients lost money in 2008 when most Americans lost 40% in one single year. In fact, a lot of our clients were like cheering, go, go, because they weren't losing. The first 90 days of 2009, they locked in gains of 16% on the average after not losing a penny. The same thing happened early in 2020. Our clients had a majesty of calmness because their money was not in the market. It was linked to the market, but if the market goes down, they don't lose. When the market goes up, they participate. And most people go, what? That sounds too good to be true. No, it's true. The message here, first of all, is I've already made the mistakes. Why is it that sometimes we don't learn from previous people's mistakes or economy or whatever? And so I have devoted my life to helping my clients and customers, my students, my mentees, to learn how to avoid the mistakes that I made. So after learning that lesson clear back in 1980, 1982, I wrote a book about how to protect your real estate equity so that in any real estate crash, you don't lose. And so ever since then, whenever the real estate market has gone down, I have not lost a dime. I've kept my real estate equity safe and it's been liquid. I've not lost the value. Even if the value of the property goes down, I did not lose my equity. When the stock market crashes and it goes down, I can sleep at night when the wind blows. Well, where's the wind coming from? Remember the story of the big bad wolf? Yeah. If you remember, it was actually the story of the three little pigs. One built his house out of straw. Well, I would compare that to the stock market. And the big bad wolf, what's that? The recessions, the viruses, the earthquakes, the floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, all of these things that cause us disruption and cause the market to go down, and it's a ripple domino effect. When those things happen, it's like the big bad wolf blowing down the stock market. Well, I can sleep when the wind blows because my money's not in the market. My money or return is linked to whatever the economy is doing. If the economy is doing well, I've made 16% some years, 25% some years. One year I made 55%. But when the market goes down, I don't lose because my money is not actually in the market. The return that I'm getting is linked to what the market does. But if the market goes down, I may not make anything that year, but I don't lose. And this is where I have averaged 10.07% for the last 25 years. You can do this too. But also, you want to protect yourself from other factors that this causes and inflation, because usually when there's economic bailouts and stimulus, the government shells out money and then the taxpayers end up paying for it because taxes go up. So I would make my clients immune from taxes going up by converting their hard-earned savings to tax-free. And so this is one of the critical concepts we need to understand to be able to have a majesty of calmness when the big bad wolf blows down the stock market or the real estate market. Where do I put my money? Safely tucked in a house of bricks, so that when all those winds blow, the big bad wolf, the house stands. And that's where I put my hard-earned serious cash so I don't lose when these things happen, and I can actually sleep when the wind blows. I have this majesty of calmness, and this is what I would love to provide for you, anybody you care about. I want you to watch this episode here, and you'll see one of the favorite financial vehicles that I use, and you can get a free copy of my book, The Laser Fund. You can go to laserfund.com, but you'll understand how this provides calmness in these topsy-turvy times, and we have the market whipsawing, and you don't have to worry about your serious cash, especially during retirement, to the winds and the storms, the economic downturns, because you're immune from those things. And every $1 million can generate $80,000 to $100,000 a year of tax-free income, no matter what happens in the economy, because I know I've lived through the 1980, 87, 2001, 2008, 2020 recessions. And every time we came through, many of our clients ended up with 3 times as much money at the end of the day as people in the market in traditional IRAs and 401ks. So click here, watch that episode, and I want to send out a free book to you.